Yama, it's a total sellout. Only meant to make money. Oh, Disney, you're so insane. Keep making these sequels. How do you top something as monumental as The Lion King? Well, making a direct-to-video sequel really isn't the way. That's like making a sequel to Jurassic Park and releasing it as a bonus movie on one of those free AOL discs. It just doesn't really make sense. Going down to something as low quality as VHS is a little ridiculous. But yet, the movie made money. It was successful. It stuck around for a couple of years. It's been released on DVD, and it even got a Blu-ray release twice. This is actually the second time it's been released. Well, here it is, Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Yeah, Simba's pretty proud of himself this time. I don't really understand why something like The Rescuers got a theatrical sequel, yet The Lion King only gets something that's direct-to-video. It's a little ridiculous, but Lukas over on Patreon asked me to review this movie. It's been a couple of years since I've seen it, so thank you, Lukas. If you want to be like him, go over on my Patreon and you can do the same. You'll get a bunch of bonuses along with that. But yeah, every month, ask me to review any movie I haven't yet. Here we go. The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Lion King 2 set in the Great Plains of Africa, bringing back our lovable group of characters like Timon and Pumbaa, who show up for, I don't know, a couple of minutes here and there. Honestly, they're hardly in this movie, but it brings back our favorite lion, Simba, now the rightful king of the pride. So now he's a bit more aggressive with his decisions, trying to live up to his old man. He's overly protective of his daughter, sending Timon and Pumbaa to keep an eye on her. Why he wouldn't send Zazu, who can actually fly and be quicker, I don't know. Maybe because this time it isn't Rowan Atkinson doing the voice. You have Nala, now cut down to the typical wife role, unlike the dramatic tension that was present in the first movie. She's basically Sarabi from the first movie, because Simba's mother is nowhere to be seen in this one. And I find that strange, since she never died in the first one. Did something happen to her in those few months between? We meet a new group of lions who are evil and look evil, led by Zira. These are exiled Scar sympathizers, and Kovu is apparently the rightful heir to the throne after Scar died. Exactly how this is possible, I don't really know. Is he supposed to be Scar's child? And who's the other lion who's way older? Doesn't he get to the throne first? Nope, because this is Nuka, and he's damn annoying and gets exactly what he deserves. Screw him. Kovu is haunted by his heritage. He wants to go off on his own, but also serve his family's wishes. He meets Kiara, and they have an immediate bond. But just like how The Lion King was just Hamlet, this one is just Romeo and Juliet. Both lions come from different worlds, yet they fall in love. Will they find a way to make things right? Is this a Disney movie, so you already know the answer? I'll let you in on the spoiler. It doesn't end with Kiara and Kovu committing suicide.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going. That's our motto.
I thought our motto was Hakuna Matata.
Pumbaa, stop living in the past.
The idea of making a movie like this has been done before, but for being a direct-to-video sequel, it actually works pretty good. You actually don't know Kovu's intentions for a couple of periods, but he begins to like Simba's pride and actually thinks it could bring the families together. The situation is obviously a little more complex, and while it's simplified by the end, I'll give it credit that they went ahead with this kind of story anyway. It's actually pretty unique to have a movie about the descendant of a Disney villain who wants to do good. The songs are surprisingly good at times. The opening song, He Lives in You, doesn't have the same power as Circle of Life, but it still gives an emotional feeling. We Are One is enjoyable, Upendi is kind of fun, Not One of Us is actually pretty epic. We used to have a version of this song that we would sing to my cousin. Michaela's not one of us.
Yeah, we were kind of mean to her. I'm shocked they put so much time into the music. Even the score gets amped up at times. I guess since it is the sequel to The Lion King, they had to find a way to make it seem huge. The animation is probably better than many of the other animated sequels, and it gets even better in The Lion King 1.5. I guess it probably wasn't made to be seen on a big HD TV with Blu-ray quality, but even then, I never get too distracted by the budget. It works fine enough, but there will definitely be moments where a background gets fuzzy or a character skips a cell. It happens, but for how cheap it was, they did a solid job.
As a kid, I never was a big fan of this one. I thought it was a little too gushy, and it didn't have the same epic storytelling that the first movie had. But watching it again, there's actually some things I appreciate about it. It's still not my favorite Lion King spin-off. I would give that award to The Lion King 1.5. But The Lion King 2 is still a solid continuation of the first film. It develops Simba as a leader, the offspring make amends, and it really challenges preconceived notions. A great moral for any film to have. It's definitely up there for being one of the better of the Disney direct-to-video sequels.
Thank you for watching the video. A special thanks to Chris, Lucas, and Ryan for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd like to be like them and get exclusive access to content and blogs, and even request reviews monthly, please click on the Patreon link, and thanks for your support.